All right. Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube video channel, Building with the Bully Nows. We're so excited for our video today. We are interviewing one of our close friends here in Las Vegas. Her name is Rose, and she is the owner of the Flourandbloom macaroon business. Did I say that right, love?
Macarons.
Macarons. Sorry, macarons. Thank you for correcting me. We're just so excited.
I call it macaroons too for some
I
reason.
know. See,
I
but
think most Filipinos call it macaroons. That's why.
I don't know. I just always thought it was macaroons. Yeah. Anyways, Rose is also family oriented. She has a beautiful family. We've just known them for a while, and we're just so thankful to have her here today. So thank you for being with us, Rose.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me to be on this interview.
Aww.
Yeah, you're so busy, so we really appreciate you. You're multitasking right now too, right? As we speak,
Yeah.
with the two kids. So
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what we kind of want to talk about on this on a show is I guess the real stuff, right? That happens behind
Yeah.
the
Behind
business.
the business, like multitasking, having kids, having a family, just having to do. I think a lot of moms out there too, especially, would love to hear how you're able to just have that balance, that life balance.
Yeah. I don't really have a balance.
Okay, just go
So
on.
we can start off with that. I just manage it hour by hour, honestly. And I'm an executive assistant for my corporate job. And so I have a lot of organizational skill set where I use it for my work and also my business and my personal life. So yeah, I try to do everything at once a lot of times, but I do take it one task at a time so that I don't get overwhelmed.
Right, and still working a job, right?
Yeah, was at Amazon, and I'm kind of taking like a medical leave right now.
Okay.
So technically, like I'm still employed, but I'm just taking a little break from there, just so I can determine what my next steps are in my career.
Oh, nice.
That's good. So you guys are from Vegas right now, right? Living in Vegas, and where are you guys from originally?
We moved here from Seattle. I was born in Vietnam, and then I moved to Seattle in like 2001, and then I went to college there and everything. Then in 2019, Chris moved here to help his cousin open a business, and then I kind of just followed him. I got a promotion within Amazon, so everything just worked out perfectly for us, and we've been in Vegas since then.
Oh, wow. So what did you go to college for?
I did sociology. I originally went in for business, but I hated math and economics for the first quarter. So I actually changed my major like 4 times.
So
You must just be a natural entrepreneur, right?
yeah.
You're just a natural that I guess.
So I guess, like, what would you tell, like, people out there who went to college for something else but are thinking about getting into business?
Um, hmm. I would say, well, when you're young, you're like indecisive and you're like, yeah, I want to do this. But a lot of things change when you graduate and when you're actually in the workforce. You can come across a job in like corporate or even in a different field. Then you're like, wow, like I'm getting this hands-on experience. Like it's so much different than what I've been learning. Like it's more interesting than what I've been learning about. And I feel like that's okay to go through that path as long as you have, some kind of experience and some kind of knowledge. I do recommend though to like do the 2 years of community college and then do uni, or just do community college, because education nowadays is really expensive. Like I can't imagine going to college right now because everything is just so
Oh,
expensive.
Yeah.
like thinking about our kids, right? Like
Right.
through college. So
Yeah.
it's crazy to think how much it's going to cost us if they do decide to go to college.
Yeah.
And how old were you when you moved from Vietnam? I'm just curious.
I was 8.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So about
Yeah.
the same. Was it okay?
You were
Makes
like
sense.
you were like this. No, you were
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were born here. That's why. So
I know, I get that a lot. Some people were just like, hey, like, you don't have that accent. But I don't know why people think that you need to have an accent if you weren't born in America.
we speak the language, right? So speak it.
No, I do speak it. I just have the vocab up to like 4th grade level, because that was the grade that I left. And I can read and I can write. I just can't have like an extensive conversation. Like what we're doing right now, I would not be able to do with someone in Vietnamese.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's still pretty cool though that you can read and write in it though. I mean, I don't know any Spanish. Like I know all the bad words. That's it. And I'm half Hispanic and I know that. So,
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
So I guess fast forward when you move now to Vegas, you have 2 kids and then you just started thinking about having a business. Like how did walk us through that? Like how did that happen? Like the business that you chose and why you chose it.
Yeah, so it started back in college where one of my sorority sister was opening up her own macaron business at that time, and I was kind of like her little helper because she was doing home bake, and then she bought a mortar, or she bought a bakery from a donut shop, and she was then like officially a macarons business. And then at that time I had already graduated college and I was already working at Amazon, but I was a single mom at that time, so I just kind of worked with her part-time. And so I learned how to make macarons back then. And fast forward to Vegas. Sorry.
It's okay, love. Don't worry. This
She has
is how
so
we want it. It's keeping it real for the parents out there watching. This is how it is,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
And you can build a successful business even when your kids are around. So
Yeah.
it's not an excuse,
Yeah.
right? We're doing it. We're all doing it right now, like live right here.
Yeah. But fast forward to last year when we were buying the house, one of my close friends got me a KitchenAid mixer as a housewarming gift. And I was kind of thinking, like, what can I use this for? How can I just use it without making it like waste space in my house? Because I have a lot of those. I have like the crock pot and the air fryer that I don't really use. So I just started, I wanted to try making the macarons. And it was like a very, I wouldn't say bad, it was just failed like 2 batches. And then I was just very determined to kind of like bring back that skill set. So I bought like a macaron baking book for beginner. And also I reached out to my friend that I worked for and kind of had her like mentor me. I asked her so many questions. It'll be like 1 a.m. and I'll send her a question because I know she's awake. And so it kind of just gave me this idea that I can do this on the side and kind of like help us financially. Just because, as you guys know, like buying a house right now with the interest rate, like everything has gone up. And I figured for us to be, in the comfortable spot, like I can do this part time to kind of help with, I wouldn't say like a gap, but for us to be comfortable.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Having a
Yeah.
side hustle, right? Oh yeah.
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 Especially
And
for
then,
families with kids, right? So
sorry?
especially with families with kids.
Yeah, for sure. And then I kind of turned into this route where like I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, like creating different flavors. It was fun I did my first pop up at Bobby, our friend Bobby's shop, and that was really successful. So I think after two successful pop ups, it kind of gave me the motivation to continue the hobby. And that's kind of a little why I'm on leave at work, because I want to see if I can do this full time. Um, because I do really enjoy like being at home with the kids, like being able to drive them to school and like, take Aiden to Taekwondo and go to all his practice, and not really miss out on any events for him. So that's where I'm at right now. And that's why,
Good.
yeah, I've continue on this path of building my business this past, I would say, 9 months now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's how we started too, right? We
Yeah.
were just like, you know what, we just want to stay home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted with our kids, and we knew that our other careers wouldn't allow us to do that. So
Yeah.
we took the risk, and I think as long as it's your passion, like you said, you're having fun, you're able to be home with the kids, that's a reward in itself. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely doing something you're passionate about. I always agree. Like, just do it. It's gonna go
Mm-hmm.
far. It will, because you love doing it.
Yeah.
It's
Easy.
not easy, but then again, it's like you don't think of it as a job.
She shook her head like that's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. I guess that we could go into that. Like, so
Yeah.
what are some obstacles that you've come across doing, like starting a business and now having a business, things like that?
So since it's just me doing the business, I would say all the pop-ups that I've done, I've gotten like 1 hour of sleep. I think my first pop-up, I pulled an all-nighter and then I went straight to the pop-up. But that was also like bad planning on my part, because it was like my first event. I didn't know how to kind of like prioritize my time. I kind of like procrastinated a little bit, but after the first couple events, I've learned. So I have like a pretty good system now on how to prepare myself. But I would say just because I'm, like the default parent, I still have to take care of the kids. Chris works, but he goes into the office. And so on those days, I have to do all the driving, take care of Emrys at home. I mean, she's 2, so you guys know how it is with a toddler. But it's just like the baking and in between being a mom and in between being a housewife. And then also when I first started, I was also working my corporate job. So I still had,
No
a 9
way.
to 5 to
There
do.
is no way.
So I basically was doing 3 jobs in one day.
Wow.
So it took a toll on me, and that kind of resulted in me like taking the break from corporate because it was just not manageable anymore for me. And then during the holidays, I want to spend time with the kids when they're on winter break and with family. Um, so I would say that would be the biggest challenge, is just doing it on my own. And then I think the second challenge was just getting all of my license and certificates done. I have to get all the inspections with the health department because I am serving food. And they have so many requirements post COVID. So that one took me like 2 months just to get everything done. And I feel like that was more frustrated than pulling the all-nighters and baking by myself.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you're dealing with a government, right?
You're
So
dealing with paperworks and things like
Yeah.
that.
it is brutal in this
Yeah.
country. So
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
was that expensive, by the way? All those paperworks
And
and
fees.
Oh my gosh, they charge for everything. So I had like a budget set out for, the license and everything, but then um they would charge me. So I have to do pre-packaged food, because if I don't do that, I have to have like an approved sink at my station for hand washing. And so the sink alone is like $1,000 because it's like the stainless steel. You can't do the shortcut where it's like a portable hand washing station. So to eliminate having to buy the sink, I had to prepackage all my macarons, and my macarons have to be labeled, and the labels have to be approved by the health department. So there's a lot of steps getting there, and they charge you for like, the labeling part. They have to check the labels. They charge you by hour, and then they charge you to have someone come out, like do the inspection at commissary. So there was just like a lot of fees here and there that I had to pay for that like really added up. So
Oh,
in short, it was pretty expensive getting everything started.
Yeah, do you mind sharing a number just for the audience who like
I
want to
think
start like a food business?
like maybe
There was a ballpark budget for someone who wants to start a food business, or at least here in Vegas, at least, or local.
Yeah, an estimate of how much I paid so far, I would say about 2 grand to 2,200 for licenses and fees, and then materials, that I had to buy for like my baking. I would say the first event I spent around like 600. um but yeah, so I would say like around 3,000. But my business, I don't know, I feel like it's a little different because I can do like prepackaged food.
Mm.
um but if someone is like, they're making the food at their booth, or like making drinks at their booth, they have to have the sink, and that would be more expensive. um yeah, so it really depends on what kind of food item you want to sell at the markets.
That makes
It was
sense.
good to know.
Yeah, that's good to know because
Yeah,
the food service, we're not in that industry, so we have no idea like all the fees and things you have to pay for in order to make that work. I didn't know you needed a sink.
that's why we're doing this, so people would have an idea too, right? Even
Right,
for other business
yeah.
owners.
Yeah.
Lila just
Walked in.
walked into the office.
Hi, Lila. Hi.
Emrys is upstairs, so
Man, okay. Where were we? Sorry, bro.
Give her. Give her long.
Sorry, guys. Commercial break.
Toddlers.
So this is how it is. I'm telling you guys. This is how
yeah,
it is. You're a parent, you just can't control everything.
there's no balance, there's no breaks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just gotta, go with it, right? Where were we?
About the sinks.
The sinks.
The sinks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess my next question is, how do you do your marketing?
Yeah, I right now I'm mainly doing Instagram, and I'm trying to learn the art of making reels. I was filming content today, and it's so much work. But yeah, right now it's mainly through like friends and family, through word of mouth, and a lot of Instagram posting, and I try to do advertisements through Instagram. One of my friend recommended I, hop on Facebook and advertise there too. I just haven't re-downloaded the app. I had to delete the app to make space on my phone for all the filming that I've been doing. So that would be my next, I guess, step, is to set up like a Facebook page that links to my Instagram, so then it posts everything for me.
Oh yeah.
And then your booth too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm also doing like farmers markets, and I'm doing market in the alley. I have 2 events coming up in February, so usually at those events, I give people my business cards for them to reach out if they have any interest in events and catering.
Oh wow.
How's that going, by the way, since you
Yeah.
started?
What would you say is like your best seller of your flavors?
Yeah, I would say pistachio and Oreo, I'm sold out. And after that would be the Fruity Pebbles, of course. You guys have tried that one. And I would say the birthday cake. So those are my top 4. And it's going okay right now. I've been talking to all the vendors at the Inspirada Farmers Market that I've been at, and they all say that January is just really slow because it's cold and it was raining at the last event. So it's supposed to pick up in like February, March. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm trying to get into the Summerlin Farmers Market. I don't know if you guys have been to that one. It's pretty
Yeah.
big. Yeah. But there's like this huge wait list. It's like 200 people
Oh,
Oh,
really?
on
wow.
the list. Yeah. So that one has just been really hard to get in. But yeah, I mean, it's going well. I've met all the vendors and everyone's really nice. So it's fun to do for me.
How about here? I go to the district one. In
Yeah,
Valley.
I'm going to be there in February on Sunday for Market in the Alley.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. Yay.
Yeah, so it'll be closer to you.
Yeah. Oh, yay. I'll buy a lot of macarons. Macarons. I said it right. Awesome.
And then how does it work? So you like go to the farmers markets. I mean, do you pay like a fee to be there, and then
Yeah, so you would apply once a year, and it's $50 to apply. At least this is for Fresh 52. And then they charge $35 for your booth per event. And then I just pay them there. It's actually pretty cheap because the one in Summerlin, that one is $75 per event. And the Market in the Alley one is 125
That's still in
per event?
LA.
Per event?
Do you remember
per
how much
event. Yeah.
the farmers market in LA?
Mm-mm.
It was 500.
Oh my
In LA.
gosh. That's like a
Yeah.
typical price.
And it wasn't even a big farmers market. It was just a regular farmers market. And we had to split it with our friends at the time, like 250 each.
Oh my gosh.
I
That's
Yeah.
remember.
LA is like pricey.
Yeah, we
did
used to do that too.
Yeah, we used to do that too at farmers
Farmers
market
markets,
with
because we were selling water before.
our water.
Our first
Oh,
business was water.
Yeah. So we used to do like we even one time did a booth at this was the worst one. We did it at the beer fest.
Oh.
Remember that?
Because we were just starting out. We were saying, yeah.
So like all these people are drunk and we're like, do you guys want some water? And they're like, no, I want alcohol. What's this? Like, what are you trying to
That's
get
what
me
happens when you're brand new.
sober?
That's why you just kind of like do
Yeah.
whatever's.
It was so funny.
yeah.
You're so new, right?
Yeah.
So
But yeah, LA was their prices for farmers markets are crazy out there.
Yeah. Did you make back the money though, too? Would you say?
I don't think we made a sale.
I don't think we did. Because
Yeah.
we were just so new, like we didn't really know what we were doing at that time. Yeah. So
Yeah, we had no idea how to run a business. In
you're
short.
like way ahead than us at when we were like doing farmers markets. You're way ahead of the game. Like you're doing it the right way. Seriously.
Well, the only reason I know is because Chris used to do farmers market for the lemonade. So I kind of had an idea of like the setup. And I try to be like creative in terms of like your display because it's what catches people's eye. And like my first few events, I mean, you guys have seen me on Bobby's. Like I didn't really have anything on my table, but now like I've learned, I have like banners and I have like more decorative like baskets to put the macarons in. Just the thing about macarons is that you can't really do too much because they're like fragile, and I can't just like leave them out in the air for too long. So they're just very like sassy desserts that you have to take care of well. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So there's only so much that I can do to make it like a pretty display to catch people's eyes.
It looks really nice, love. Really, really nice. At least I know I haven't seen it in person, so I'm pretty sure in person I would be like even more wow, But online, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Like you have all the flowers, and then that new display that Chris that you said Chris made you. That was
Yeah.
so cute. Like really, really good job, really.
Thank you. Thank you. It was,
You do a great job marketing. You do.
Yeah, you
thank
do.
you. It's just like the other job, like behind the scenes work where you had to do research on like design. And I spent like so many nights just on Pinterest, looking up other people's booths to see what I can do to make mine look better, because the event coordinator actually told me that my booth was too bare for my
Oh,
first farmers market. So I had to do something about it before my next event. So
What do you mean by bare? Like
too.
empty? You mean, or too simple, or
yeah, like too simple, because I just had like my banner and then like my macaron case that you guys have seen, and then like my menu sign and board. So I like the case because like people can't touch it and like grab it. I've had experience with people or like kids even just like grabbing it off my case. Um, so now I've kind of changed it up, and I experienced that again, like kids just grabbing it off of my basket.
oh
So
really?
yeah, they're like, "Oh, I want that one," and they just like take it, and I'm like, "Okay, I'll give it to you. Like I have a box for you." But that's just something I'm just gonna have to deal with for now.
Maybe have a
Yeah.
sign. Please don't grab until paid for.
Yeah, I might just
With a
have
smiley
to.
face or something.
Yeah. Would you say that you're struggling with marketing right now? Would you say that
Sorry.
you're like struggling with marketing right now? Would you say?
Yeah, I'm not consistent with my posting. um, I try to post like a post a day for January, and that only happened like the first week.
Yeah,
But I just,
Oh,
I get it. I get it. I'm supposed to too.
yeah,
But, like you said, you have two kids. You got to do the housewife. You got to drive Aiden and Emrys everywhere. So I totally understand. The day goes by and you're like, oh, I forgot to post today. Oops.
and also because it's been like gloomy here, you don't get a lot of that natural lighting that I want when I'm filming. I have a ring light now, but it's just like it's not the same. So
Yeah,
there's also that.
I get it. Yeah.
are you able to promote your business using your personal Instagram? You think?
Yeah, I do. And I mean, I always repost whatever I post on my business page. It's
Mm,
just majority of my friends are in Seattle.
mm.
So I actually I did this promotion where I was visiting Seattle, and I had people like order, and I just took it back with me and delivered them. So so now every time I'm planning my next trip to Seattle, I just do like a little promo with my
Yeah.
business.
So how far ahead would you like have to make them and then like deliver, I guess? Like how long do they last is my question.
Yeah. So I can make them okay. I guess this can kind of add into my answer. So I'm a wholesaler for my church, and because they have this coffee shop, and they're ordering wholesale macarons from me to
Mm,
sell at the coffee shop.
What?
And I make a delivery for them on Saturdays, and I would make it on Monday just to kind of give myself time to finish all the batches. And then they have to mature in the fridge for at least 24 hours. And then after that, I can put them in the freezer to have them like continue the maturing process. And that process is basically where the filling and the shell kind of like sandwich together, and that keeps the shells soft to eat when you take it out. Um, and then once you buy them, you can put them in an airtight container. It'll last 5 days in the fridge and then a whole month in the freezer. Then you just have to thaw it out before you eat.
so
Okay.
you're a wholesaler now, huh? With a coffee shop.
You're
That's
just,
good.
So
yeah.
the reason why I asked too is because I was gonna ask you if I could hire you to make some for Layla's quince, but I know you guys are leaving to Asia, so that's why I was saying if you can make them and then I can
Yeah.
store them for the event.
No, I don't leave until after the 20th. So
Okay.
yeah, even if I deliver to you like before I leave, because her birthday's on, are you guys doing the quince on the 1st?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's only like a week in the freezer and it should still be fresh when you take
Okay.
it
Yay. Awesome. Well, we'll talk more about that later.
out. Yeah.
I
I was
had
gonna
to.
ask you like all the details.
I'm like, I just want to know how long they last because I was like, oh wait, if you're leaving, I got to make sure they stay good, and fresh and stuff.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I plan for my events too. It's really nice because if I have any leftovers, I can just pop them in the freezer and they'll stay soft for the next event.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so that's the nice thing about macarons.
Mm.
nice.
And then how did you meet this coffee company that you're like now you're in partnership with?
Mm-hmm. So it's actually at my church, and I go to Central Church over on Henderson Drive,
Oh, I
I
think we.
believe, over in Galleria. And I actually reached out to them to be a vendor for their Christmas at Central event, where they had like 5 days of just Christmas service, and then kind of like a, I don't know how to explain it. Like they had like the bouncy houses and the games for the kids and like Santa photos and vendors for food and drinks. So I reached out for that event and then I got connected to the pastor who was in charge of the coffee shop. And he was like, hey, like, I would love to have, your macarons at the coffee shop. And then it started there started off
Oh,
with the Christmas event. And then,
Congratulations.
thank you. Um,
awesome.
yeah, so I go to I go to church every Sunday. When I see the macarons there, I always like take a picture.
So is it all your flavors, or did they choose the flavors that they wanted?
They only chose 6 flavors to start it off with. But I mean they sold out the first 2 weeks, so I'm preparing my next batch for them.
Oh wow, love, that's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. That is so
Thank
cool.
you. That was really like a Christmas miracle. I know that sounds corny, but at that time I was like really stressing out because it was like towards the end of my leave, and then um I was stressed out with like getting all the license in place and like paying for all the fees. So kind of like prayed and was like, I hope something comes along like the way for
Yeah.
2024, because I don't want to like give up on my business. I don't want to, have to like go back to corporate and kind of forget about this. And yeah, I mean, I got into the Christmas event and then it also just kind of like
Oh,
trickled from there, and it's been great.
God was like, here, take it.
That's
That's
amazing, right? When
Yeah.
it pays off, right? It's really stressful, right?
Oh,
Let's be honest, like how stressful
yeah.
it is. It's very stressful, isn't it,
Oh,
to
it
run a
is.
business?
It is.
Yeah.
Is it you want to quit every time?
Yeah.
It's like,
I
why am I doing this?
I
Why
always
did I leave my job?
I always
I
tell
could be
Lewis, like,
comfortable.
no matter what, we just gotta stay faithful and God has our back, like no matter what. Because
Mhm.
like what's the worst thing that could happen? That we don't have a business anymore? I mean, we already have the skill set. You can
Yeah.
do it again. I
Yeah,
don't know. I just always
doesn't go
try.
away.
I
The skill
always
set.
try to stay positive. I do because
Yeah.
it could. We could look at where we were 5 years ago. Who that's what I always say when you're in business. Like you're
Mhm.
always 5 years ago. This is where we wanted to be, and now you always want more. But at that time, this is what we wanted. You
Yeah.
know,
Present moment.
yeah, the present moment. We gotta appreciate it.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah,
Aw.
quitting your job or
Take a break.
taking a break is a big deal, right? Because now you get a taste of it.
It is. Yeah, I've always had a job since I was like 16, It's like the security that you get a paycheck every 2 weeks or every month. And so it was a very scary step for me to do. Um, which is why I was like really stressing out during the holidays, because I'm just like, it's not where I kind of like was wanting it to be. But of course, when you first start off, like you have to have a lot of patience.
Oh
But
yeah, which is
Yeah.
my
also
patience,
very hard, right?
Yeah, I think it was just my patience with the health department that was just like, I'm over this. Like, I don't want to deal with you guys anymore.
Paperwork.
But
That's why.
that's so true about like, having that transition. And I think that a lot of people, that's why they don't fully go into entrepreneurship because they're so scared, but I feel like, again, like if it's something you're passionate about and you're loving it and you're doing what you love by staying home with your kids, everything will pay off,
Yeah.
because you have 1 hour sleep, but
Yeah.
like, would you do that for your job?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So it really will pay off. I really believe. I do.
Yeah, it will.
It will.
Plus, it's really early anyway. It's been like less
Yeah.
than a year still.
And you're doing so well already. Like it's so awesome to see, and it's just gonna get better. It's really
Yeah.
is.
Thank you. That's why I was like, end of December, Christmas was great because I had like everything in place with the health department, and then I had like events filled up for 2024. So everything is starting to look brighter. Although I would say, I'm still trying to, like, I haven't broke even yet because, all the fees and stuff that I had to pay for. So obviously that's like a challenge right now. It's just trying to like break even until I can get to like green on the other side. So I'm just hoping for, just to get in more events after this month.
It's coming.
It's coming. Springtime and summer love, like
Yeah.
gonna just skyrocket, I feel, because that's when, with especially how you decorate your macarons, they're just so unique and different and cute. Like I feel that's what you do that's so different than other people's macarons. They just do like the colors, right? But you really think about these different flavors, these unique ideas. So I really feel like in springtime and summer it's just gonna skyrocket. I really do.
And plus, there's also the market. So usually, like January, Feb
Yeah.
are slow because people are like recovering from Christmas. They're in
Mhm.
debt. They don't
Mhm.
really care about pleasure.
Yeah. They're like,
um,
we're gonna
there's
wait
a
a
market
while.
cycle, right?
Yeah.
And then usually when people start getting their tax returns, they start
Mhm.
spending again.
Mhm.
They're like more loose again and want to go to a club again, pop
It's
bottles.
so true. It's so
Every
true.
year, right?
Every year. Every year I have to deal with Lewis going through the emotions of entrepreneurship in January
Yeah.
because it's all about the patience because I don't know what it is. It's just I think around February, March is when people start again. And then
Mhm.
it's happy again. He's like, okay, yay.
It's just ups and downs,
It's
right?
ups and downs. And like you said, the stability too. I understand. I was reading that women's biggest thing is stability. We crave stability. Like that's what we look for in life is stability. We like having a home. We like knowing money's coming in to pay for our kids' food, things like that. Like we don't really think about ourselves. We think about the family. So I understand the stability and like that is a big transition from leaving from paycheck to doing your business. So really congratulations, like applause all the way for, just taking that step and doing that transition because it is a lot. It is a lot.
It's hard mentally.
Yeah, it's hard mentally.
Yeah.
And then once you quit, you always get tested too for some reason, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's like everything just goes down on you.
Yeah.
No, literally, that was me in November. I was just like, I'm like 2/3 into it. I'm like, should I just quit? Like, it was a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
contemplating.
so rough.
But you have your two little cheerleaders, and then Chris, your big cheerleader. And they taste test, right? Do they do all your taste testing?
They do. I actually don't like sweets, so I rarely eat my macarons, unless it's like a new flavor that I need to try the filling for. But I would say like 99% Chris that tries them. I mean, Emrys just steals them off the plate, so I don't know which one she would like. And then Aiden has like specific ones that he likes too. But it's usually Chris, and he was like, I'm turning into a macaron because you keep feeding me. So he's been hitting the gym, just working out the fat loss so he can eat more macarons.
So this is gonna look like the company mascot or what? He's about to be the mascot.
Oh
I
no.
don't even have to buy him a macaron suit. He'll just be at my booth.
Just be
Chris.
Just kidding.
What is his favorite though? Is it the Fruity Pebbles?
He likes everything. Yeah, he's not picky at all. I
Is he
think
pretty honest though if he says like, "Oh, this is not good," like a good flavor? Like have you guys ever came across that or just he just likes it?
he has not said that to me. So I don't know.
very afraid.
Do you think he's afraid or he doesn't want to hurt your like or do you think like they're all really good to him?
I don't think he's I don't know. I'm just gonna say he doesn't care.
Like,
He has dessert.
thanks.
I mean, you can go wrong though with
Yeah.
macarons though.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. And
It's,
all
like,
your
super sweet
flavors
and-
are really good. Honestly, they really
Thank
are.
you. You guys have to try the new ones that I've been making. So
Yeah. I feel like we tried all the ones when you were at Bobby's, so I
Mhm.
wasn't sure. How many flavors did you have then, and how many flavors do you have now?
I still have 12, but I kind of changed them up a little bit. There are some flavors that I like to make more than other, and then also just based off like what I sell at the markets. I know I started doing pistachio. I didn't know pistachio was such a popular flavor.
Oh wow, really?
Oh,
Yeah, I was shocked. Like people liked pistachio over Fruity Pebbles at one event. So yeah, I started doing pistachio. I started doing cookie butter, and then I'm gonna start doing like strawberry and like chocolate strawberry flavor for Valentine's Day, February coming up.
Oh
So
wow, yeah.
yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
A good month.
Yeah,
February.
February. Yeah, Valentine's Day.
yeah.
So what have you been doing this whole year with as far as like marketing? You were like planning out your events, right?
Yeah,
me
so
about-
right now, so January, I only had two farmers markets. I so I got into like I don't want to say group, but she owns different farmers market at different locations. So she has the Inspirada one that I've been doing. She does it on St. Rose and Eastern. There's one over on Southern Highlands, and she has like a few up north. And I kind of just wanted to talk to the other vendors if they're doing other events to see like what the crowd is like, because I don't want to like go to an event, do it, and there's like nobody, like, or like the crowd is not who I'm trying to attract. So that's why I've only been doing Inspirata, because I know that that's kind of like the crowd I want to attract, like the families. So if they have like birthday parties, they'll think of me for their desserts. And then in February, I have 5 events coming up.
Wow.
They're all farmers markets, and then one of them is a Galentine's pop-up. So Ronnie, give you free. It's like a ladies like Galentine's thing. So yeah, I'll send you the flyer if you're interested in going.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's what I have going on right now. And then I mentioned earlier that I've been trying to get into Summerlin, and if I do get into that one, that's going to be every Saturday.
Oh wow, okay.
It's good. It's all gonna compound too. Because the more you go, the more people see you, and the more referrals. I feel
Yeah,
like it's gonna trickle down, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
towards the end of the year, I feel like you're gonna create like a big momentum.
And a client list too, because people who order from you, if you keep that client, like
yeah.
just keep advertising to
Yeah.
them, they're gonna want to order more and more and more throughout the year.
And that's honestly my goal, because when it starts to get hot here, I can't do farmers markets unless I get like a fridge, and that's expensive.
Oh.
So it's like I don't want to have to buy something that it's only going to be for events. So I am trying to market pretty hard right now, so that I don't have to do events in the summer.
Yeah, plus
Oh,
it's gonna be uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
I
out there, right?
know. Oh my gosh. We used to do that for Chris. It was like
Oh, right.
110. We'll be out in the tent. It was brutal.
Oh man,
Oh, so
no.
you were there too, right? You were there too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you know how it is already with the farmers market. It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
it's
so
gonna be like
good.
an easier transition, right?
Yes, because Chris used to do it, so he got it.
hmm Yeah. So he has been coming out to help me set up the tent. Because I like low key don't want to do it, but so he
Oh,
comes help me like set up the tent and then take it down. And then I also have a smaller car and he has a truck, so it's kind of nice that he can just like drop things off for me and then pick it up later.
is he available usually on your events or what do you guys
Um,
do? Okay, mhm.
no, he's also doing like this weekend part-time. But he takes like breaks during his lunch to come help me take stuff back after the events. I'm slowly learning how to like set up the tent and whatnot, so I can start doing that now. It's just like the breakdown that I need help with because we have like a bigger, like heavier tent versus like the portable, lighter ones.
You guys are a great team. It
Yeah,
takes
you
a
guys
lot.
are. Yeah.
It takes a lot to run a business, or be
Yeah,
with a kid, take care of yourself, not look like a macaron.
yeah.
I guess
It's a
that's
lot,
another
right?
question is how do you guys work, team wise? Like how do you guys do that? Because I know a lot of couples always ask me, how do you guys do a business and how do you guys stay married and stay a team or whatever?
How do you guys not strangle
Yeah,
yourselves?
like how do you not kill each other?
Oh, I've tried. Just kidding. No, I feel like it has been a really big challenge because I mentioned earlier, like as the default parent, like the kids naturally go to me for everything. Like we could be sitting at the dining table and they'll ask me for everything versus like Chris. And I'm not saying that he's, not doing his part as a parent, but it's just how children are, they gravitate towards their mom. They're always asking mom. So um, there has been a few instances where we've gotten into fights because I'm like, I'm trying to bake and prepare, and Emrys is like bothering me in the kitchen, and like I don't want her to like mess up my trays or like grab my macarons that are wet and still drying. And so it's been a long journey of him trying to adjust to what I'm doing. And then also, like to be very transparent because I'm at home now all the time and he goes into the office. I kind of pick up like the housework because, I'm at home. So that has been kind of like a challenge in our marriage, me doing all these stuff and like me and also me being at home. So we try to work, make kind of like a system where, you know, I'm not doing too much and he's not doing too much, or like he can help me when I'm working on my business. But that's why like I've learned a better system on how to manage my events better, so I'm not baking like every single day, or I'm not cramming everything into like the last 2-3 days before an event. And so I would say like we're doing better now, and he's helping me with these events, so we're better. But those would be
It's
like,
true,
Oh,
though.
no,
It's a
thank
part
you
of
for
it.
sharing though, because
It's
yeah,
true.
I
yeah,
feel like everyone thinks like, oh, they're such a with
Like perfect or whatever.
perfect couple, like, oh, they're so great, they do teamwork. But honestly, that's raw and real. Like
mhm,
we're gonna have arguments, especially when you're starting a business. There's a lot of
mhm,
transitions and then you're still married, so you got to still work on your marriage, and then you're raising kids, you have a mortgage, you have everything, so it is a lot. It is a lot on your marriage.
mhm.
But like it's great that you guys still are like trying to make it work and you came up with a better system. You like, okay, this is what I can work on to make us better, and you were like, okay. But
Yeah.
You guys are
It's
doing great
good.
too. You guys are doing great.
yeah,
That's
Thank
how
you.
it is. It's really rough. It's
yeah,
really rough.
it
Mhm,
is.
That's why we want to do this like what's the word? Raw and real interviews, because on Instagram, right? It's so easy to just shoot a reel.
Yeah.
Perfect, right? But
Yeah.
really, like, what happens behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Right.
We want to do this and keep this raw.
Wait,
That way, people have
my
what's the
friend
word?
just said that too, right? Jenny, she told me she came here. She's like, your photos on Instagram of Lila is like she's like this pretty little perfect princess, and she gets here and Lila's like screaming and crying, and she's like, this is what you need to film. This is the raw and the real. I was like, that's true. Like I should show that, but I don't know. When Lila's crying, I don't think let me get a phone and film.
Yeah.
Doesn't come to mind. My direct response is like, oh, how can I stop her crying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what does she want
Yeah,
now?
it's very, very important, right? Having
Mhm.
systems. I feel like we have a system with the family, with the business, with the marriage. Everything has to be systemized. I feel because if
Mhm.
not, it's not going to work. You
Mhm.
feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, there are times where I'm just like, I can't stand you. Like, you just need to just get out of my way.
That's the
Like,
system.
go upstairs or
I'm
something.
the system.
So,
In this moment, I'm the system.
upstairs, downstairs, right? You go
Yeah,
downstairs.
like just take the kids upstairs or something. Like right now, actually, Emrys is probably so quiet because I had to text him and be like, "Hey, like you need to come get Emrys." But yeah, like I don't know, like all transparency, marriage is already hard as if, and when you have like financial struggles, that's also another strain on your marriage. And then when you have kids and you have like different parenting mindsets, that can be really hard in your marriage. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like we're still working on our marriage. Like we go to therapy, counseling, and like we try to get help and we try to create like a better home for the kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely has not been easy
No,
for
we've
sure.
like we've gone through therapy. We're always continuing to try and work on our marriage because we like when we have fights, it's like World War II.
World War III.
World War III.
Oh, great.
People never think that when you're
Yeah.
talking to them, but we do try to keep the kids out of it. Like when we're
Mhm.
fighting, I would say we're texting wars. Like when we text to each other, that's how we fight. And we text and the kids know that, and I'm like texting really mad, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, so believe me. But we've gone through therapy. I feel like that's like the best thing a couple can do is like know like, hey, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, let's work together through all of this because it's a process. Marriage is like definitely a long journey. It's not.
Yeah. Because even in business, we go to conferences, right? Or pay for coaching for a business. So why not do the same for a business? I mean,
For your
for
marriage.
marriage.
Yeah.
It's more important, right? So
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah.
I feel like everything is personal development.
It's not Cinderella, even though that's what they try to teach us when we were little. We got our Prince Charmings. Yes, yes, you guys are Prince Charmings, but it's not a fairy tale.
For sure.
So, see, I gave you and Chris credit. You guys, see, Chris, I'm giving you credit. You guys are Prince Charmings, but it's not a fairy tale.
Prince Charming.
Princess Charming. Yes, you are princess sometimes.
You guys
Yeah.
are princesses.
Big babies, but we love you guys down there. So see?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I love it. Is it time?
I guess like where can people find you, Rose, on
Yeah.
Instagram? You and your business. So,
Is that who-
whichever you want to promote, like
Yeah.
yours or your business.
Oh, I would say my business.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean my other one I just post the kids and stuff. So
Oh, on
Probably.
Instagram, it's at flourandbloom_LV. Is that right?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna post it down there
Yeah,
on
we'll
the
post it on
description.
the description. Is there anything last that you just want to say to anybody or any advice to anybody that you want to give?
I would say if you're trying to start a business and you're struggling, like definitely reach out to your friends and family. I've had a lot of moments where I'm like, I regret this. Like, why am I doing this? Those like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. thoughts where I'm like baking. alone. So I'm like alone in my thoughts. I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself kind of thing. Um, but it has definitely helped me a lot, just like talking to my friends and family. And if you have any mentors that you have like in the business who has gone through it, like definitely reach out to them and get the mentorship or just like chat with them, kind of like get to know, ask them about their challenges, and they will tell you the same thing, like I went through that too, kind of scenario. So I rely a lot on my friends and family for like the encouragement. And like you guys have also have been like my number one superstar fans. Like
Aw.
I love, like I really appreciate, every single post that you guys repost on your own stories. So like that kind of encouragement like really helped me kind of like calm down my mindset and like push me forward to continue it. Because I mean, we've said this a lot, but it's not easy. And just talking to your friends and family about it can make it easier. And it can make, situations on a brighter note than what your mind is telling you.
I love that. Yeah, I love that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, really makes a difference for sure. Well,
Mhm.
thank you so much, Love, for doing this. We appreciate you for just taking the time. We know you're super busy. So thank you again. And we'll see you guys on our next video. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.